Let's go to Mike in Oakland. Hi, Mike. What are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm just listening to you guys for like the past 40 minutes, and honestly, you guys have touched on almost everything I sort of wanted to talk about. So I really...
That's okay. It's a whole new audience now, Mike, so let it rip.
All right, so Kuminga, he might be in his feels right now, but honestly, I don't got no blame on Kerr. I feel like no matter what a lot of audience doesn't like to listen to is, or sort of look at, is the bigger picture, And I know we're trying to get more rings, but I think what is the bigger picture for the organization? Is it trying to keep the three together still, or are we trying to evolve the team past the three? Like you guys are saying, build it around Curry, or possibly build the team even not without Curry. You got to think of all the options that there are, and yeah, that's really it. I'm a little lost right now because you guys have just been stealing the show.
Well, Mike, let us ask you, which would you do? You still trying to win this year, or are you thinking more about the future?
I want to think about the future, but all right, so this is what I'm predicting. Let me just say this, like it's a prop bet. This is my parlay. First, I don't think Clay is going to stick with us. I think Clay, after that interview that Clay had, that post-game interview a couple of days ago, and he really went all emo Clay on us. I'm talking like emo as hell. We're talking like checkered pants, comb over hair. I mean, I did not see that out of Clay. I thought eyeliner, yes. I did not see that out of Clay. And you know what? That has to question his motivation and even the team's overall motivation too. How many of these young guys just really want to stick around for any of the top three, but how many really want to just sprout on their own, And I want to end everything because you guys are great and you got more people. I'm just going to end it with two things really quick. A, those two rookies. I can't pronounce the kid's name that was in for 30 minutes.
Would you please try though, Mike? Would you try to pronounce his name?
Bachinski?
Perfect.
Yeah,
keep going.
Too good. Actually, too good, Mike. Kind of ruins the bet.
Hey, Pachinski and Jace, the two rookies.
Yes.
Hey, Jace might have not hit, but man, his assist, those two kids, keep those kids together. I don't care what happens, those two are the new splash. I saw something in it last night, and it captivated me. The second thing I got to say, no matter what, I'm a Warriors fan all the way, since Thunder. I grew up here. But we can't deny it. That shot last night, if that shot deserved to win the game. I don't care what needs to be said. That was a hell of a shot.
No, he's the best. Thank you, Mike. He's the best in the league for a reason.
And Thunder, rest in peace. I appreciate the shout out.
Yeah.
Thunder's no longer with us.
No.
The man who was inside, the guy who was inside the mascot costume has passed.
Oh, you mean the actual,
real Thunder,
the actual person, not just the mascot. Okay.
And don't give too much credit to the Joker. That was just a chuck. That was a chuck it at the basket. That was a chuck and hope.
If Steph had hit that, we would not say that.
Steph's got the wetter.
I'm not going to say
that. The Joker with a throw.
No, he shot it like a shot. He just shot it.
Yeah.
Guy's made 39 of his last 44 shot attempts.
Shoot your shot.
That's all you got.
That's all he had, yeah.
And I love Jace Johnson-Lewis, too, and Brandon.
All of them.
I do. And Brandon Pajitsky, they're good players. I think it's going to go very, very well for their careers. So there's that as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't know where you want me to go with that.
Wherever you want.
Jackson Johnson or whatever. I think that, you look at it.
It cracks me up because this is what everyone's doing right now. I don't know if this is I don't even know if you watch the games with anybody or if you just watch them on your own.
I'm watching solo pretty much.
But we're still at a spot where nobody can say Pajemski, and TJD can be any three letters you want it to be.
Yeah.
Any three names. Yeah. Bobby,
Trace
Samson,
Johnson,
Clark,
Dickerson.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. You're talking about that guy, the tall guy.
Right.
He's running around there in the middle.
They're three initials. It's all you need.
Yeah.
And it's, it can get confusing. But, yeah, they're playing great. But as you've said before, no team is ever going to win a championship relying on the youngsters. So it's interesting the question that you ask everyone of, what do you want to do? Because if you don't think you're a championship team, then play Kuminga and Moody and Jackson Johnson and the Poughkeepsie kid.
And bench Steph.
Play them all. Stop with the bench Steph.
Why?
Because Steph is box office, and you play Steph
But that's not what we're talking
it's a business,
about.
Mark. We're talking about.
But that's not what we're talking about.
You're being disingenuous,
I'm
and
not.
it's hollow to say bench Steph.
No,
the only time they bench Steph is when they went for the lottery and then they blew the pick.
You are adjusting the point that I'm making. It's not disingenuous at all.
You're saying bench Steph.
No, because I'm pinning people with their stupid, ridiculous, let's play the kids and fire Steve Kerr comments. It's absurd.
I'm not saying fire Steve Kerr.
I'm not saying you did, but a lot of people are. Do you know how many times fire Kerr has come up on YouTube today?
A lot.
Scroll back.
I wonder if it's trending.
We are in 3 digits, easy. Just on this show, we've only been on for 2 hours.
Not 5, not 6, not 7.
Thank you. So,
how about last night in the postgame, Grandy? I know you took calls till probably like 1 a.m.
I bet it was even worse.
Oh, all night long.
All night long.
11:45.
11:45 you stayed till?
So,
because I saw your tweet. You're like, I'm here all night. And I saw that. I'm like, he might actually be here all night.
Well, look at his eyes.
Could have kept going for like 3 more hours.
He's got eyes under his eyes right now.
Yeah.
He's exhausted, the kid.
How many calls did you take? Like 30 or 40?
Yeah.
100.
Well, because
six people on hold the entire show.
Did anybody want to keep Steve Kerr?
Certainly more people that wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just saw it. Your tweet might have been all caps, too. I'm like, I'll be here all night. I was like, oh, my God, he might be here all night.
I'm sorry if it's uncomfortable when you have a point and then someone pins something alongside it and you don't want to hear it.
Well, the thing that you're pinning is ridiculous.
No, it's not.
It is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous because I'm pinning it to the other ridiculous.
It's not as ridiculous as bench Steph Curry. Of course
it is.
It's bench Steph Curry.
Play the kids. What does that mean,
That means when Kuminga's playing great, you put him back in, Steve.
That's not what it means.
That's exactly what it means.
That's what you mean. I'm not talking about your point.
Let Moses Moody cook.
Let Moses.
At least let him have an apron.
Look at me in the eyes.
At least give the kid an apron and a kitchen towel.
Listen to yourself.
Can you let Moses Moody play basketball?
Maybe.
It's a joke.
Maybe.
It's a joke.
Pajemski plays.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson Martin plays.
Because Pajemski does the little things.
And
Johnson Martin or Jackson Davis or whoever he is.
So Steve Kerr just doesn't like him. He's got a thing
Moses
against
Moody?
Yes, Jonathan and Moses. He hates them.
Apparently.
And he's got a thing.
I don't know why.
That's our point.
His point is that he prefers Andrew Wiggins to Jonathan Kuminga.
Okay.
And he won't play them together because the analytics tell you that it's a bad combination. Fine. I'll take it your word. Stop playing Wiggins then.
Okay.
Play the guy who's actually playing harder and better.
You're talking about much more intricate fine points, and I'm here for that all day long. But when you give your snap reaction of play the kids, fire Steve Kerr, then don't call me ridiculous when I say trade Steph.
That's ridiculous.
It's not. It's no more ridiculous than play the kids and fire Steve Kerr.
It's way more ridiculous than fire Steve Kerr.
No, it's not. What are we doing here? What's your goal? If you're that firm on this whole thing is cooked, it's over, there's no title, then why are you thumbing out $59 million for the guy who only cares about a ring? That's the only thing he cares about.
Who's better at their job right now, Steph Curry or Steve Kerr?
That's not my point.
You won't answer it.
Because Steph Curry would be the answer no matter what your second name is.
Exactly.
Who's better at their job, Steph Curry or you or me?
Well, it's close.
Okay.
I'm having a good year.
Do you want to fire us?
I'm having a good year.
We are kind of on fire.
We have been.
Anyway, to me, it is no more ridiculous. So many are lined up with, we've got to figure out how to win. Play the kids. What? That doesn't work.
Well, this isn't working either, Mark.
Fine.
So why not try something else? Instead of rolling out the same tired Paul, Looney, Wiggins troika that is blowing an 18-point lead.
But I don't argue that.
Then try something different.
I've been with you on that all day.
Play the kids. Play the kids. Play Kuminga.
All right.
You've gotten Kuminga into
it. No, give it to
No. You've gotten Kuminga into a spot where he's actually playing well.
Get him in.
I don't love the young people.
Get Robinson in.
How about Quinones?
Get him in.
Guy Santos.
There could be something there.
Let Guy eat.
All right. Pause. Listening to 95.7 The Game.
You really are.
KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. It's always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube. powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Smart choice for low auto loan rates and super simple online application process.
What's the definition of insanity, Mark?
That would be doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
That's a great answer, and I'm glad that you produced that because you knew where I was going, and you did it. You did it without any ill will and no hard feelings, because that, to me, feels like where we are with this Steve Kerr experience and these blown leads. We continue to do the same thing, and we continue to blow leads, and we're not changing it up.
But
and
Dibs,
then we're apologizing the next day.
But Dibs, you and I aren't arguing. That's what I don't think. I'm not 100%.
No, we're at odds.
No, we're not. Because watch.
Because you want to bench Steph Curry.
Look at me.
Okay, I'm looking right at you.
You want to fire Steve Kerr?
No.
Okay, then we're not. We're on the same page here. You got to get out of it.
Ask me if I want to re-sign Steve Kerr.
I don't even know if Steve wants to be re-signed.
He said he did.
He said he did.
And
he also said that Jonathan Kuminga had been on the bench for too long, so therefore he was ineligible to return to the game.
And I know that
he
Steve
says
Kerr,
a lot of things.
And Steve is not on X anymore, and he doesn't traffic in the world of social media. But I would imagine he's aware of the relative discord as it relates to his job performance.
Absolutely.
He's a smart guy.
He's aware that Jonathan Kuminga is all ticked off.
But I also think he's aware that many fans have turned on him.
Who cares about that? That's professional sports. 8 weeks ago, a lot of the people were freaking out about firing Kyle Shanahan if he didn't win a Super Bowl. Okay? We're going to have irrational opinions. That's fandom. I'm here for it. I get it. I'm not talking to anybody who's upset with certain moves Steve has made. That's fine. That's part of the gig, and that's a rational opinion. But play the kids, fire Steve Kerr, ... we can win is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous.
I'm not of the mind of the second part of that.
The opinions have got to blend, or else you're just screaming at a cloud. If you think that Steve Kerr should be fired and the Warriors should play the kids, then I would argue there's no point in having any high-priced veterans on your team.
It's not about the kids.
But you're going to say, it is for some, Dibs, not you, but it is for a lot of people listening to us right now.
I think for many people, it's play the good players. Play the guys who are playing well. That's all that people want. And right now,
there's no way to know who that is night to night.
It's pretty easy in the middle of a game to look at a guy and go, you know what? Man, that 0-0, he's playing pretty well.
They all were, Dibs. That's why they were up by 20 points.
Yeah, they all weren't.
Look at the box score. Yes, and that's where we agree. As soon as it went sideways, absolutely he should have gone to him. And he didn't, and it was a mistake, and I've said it 38 times today. But the bigger picture is real. If you want to sit here and yell about playing the kids, you're officially done with championships, and therefore you're done with any high-priced veterans. I don't know why Clay or Chris or Draymond or Steph, I don't know what the hell any of them are doing here. All four of them have one thing in mind every single day they wake up, and that's it. And it does not include turning the keys over to people who just got the ability to buy a beer a few weeks ago.
Maybe they're wrong in their thinking.
Absolutely. That's fine.
So then why do we continue to live in this world of insanity, as you so defined it so eloquently 5 minutes ago? Because Clay is not having a great year. Draymond's unavailable. Chris Paul is 39 and on the deep, deep downside of his career. And the chef is not able to close out games when you need it most.
So let's do this.
So maybe you do need the young people.
So who should be on the block in 5 weeks? Let's go.
Chris Paul's on the block.
Okay, keep going.
I already said that they should trade Draymond Green.
And?
If you can get something for Klay Thompson, then do it.
Great.
It's an expiring deal.
Now tell me.
Give me a whole boatload of draft picks and we'll see you in the lottery.
Great. Now, call Steph. Tell him.
Steph, you're playing 40 minutes tonight, kid. We pay you to play basketball.
You want to know?
Get out there and give them hell, kid. ...
3, 2, 1. Shams Charania tweets that Steph Curry has requested a trade from the Golden State Warriors.
Is this breaking or faking news?
How do you all reason this? Do you honestly think that it would go any differently? You really think that Steph is just going to sit there with his feet crossed in Atherton and let the Warriors just trade Chris and Draymond and Clay and go, but you have Kuminga.
Yeah. So let's go the other way.
On.
Let's go the other way. And
No.
let's bring in more 38-year-olds and just watch this thing evaporate fourth quarter after fourth quarter.
Nobody's saying that.
Let's just go ahead and take these young assets that we have and either bench them, squander them, or trade them.
Nobody's saying that.
Well, it's got to be one or the other.
No, correct.
Because you said if you play the young guys, you're basically punting on the year.
You are.
Well, then trade them.
Not if you play them at all. How many? Okay, I'll do it for a 39th time. Jonathan should have played in the fourth quarter last night.
Yeah, you got another 50 of those to go.
But you guys want to turn the reins over. You seem to want it to, and again, not you.
Yeah.
A lot of you want to just, come on, man. Kuminga's a star. Based on what? Where do you see this? This is year 3, and he can't make a free throw most nights.
Well, he provides something that you don't have when he's not on the court.
Absolutely. He's an intriguing young player.
He's a guy who can actually attack the basket.
I already wrote this morning, I hope he doesn't get traded. I don't want him gone. It's not that at all. But my God, if there's one thing that's thread through the last 2 years of Bay Area sports, it's that a lot of fans get very excited about supposed potential that's not actually there.
Well, we've seen more from him than we ever saw from Wiseman or Lance or Joey Bart.
Granted.
In terms of what you're saying, you're right. But you know what, Mark? You got me thinking in terms of what you want and what Steph wants. Let's trade all the young guys. Bring me P.J. Tucker, 38. Taj Gibson, who's 38.
What'd you do? Pull up
Kyle
the list
Lowry,
of the oldest players.
LeBron
in the NBA?
is the oldest. I don't know if he's available. Kyle Lowry's out there at 37.
He is an expiring contract.
Al Horford at 37. And you know what? Give me Jeff Green, Wesley Matthews, and Garrett Temple, too. We'll be team 35 plus.
Let's go.
Let's go out there and find an over 40 league we can win.
I know you.
It's a joke.
I know you're kidding.
Tongue in cheek.
And nobody is saying that. But
Kuminga for P.J. Tucker, who says no.
I find it hard to reason a lot of these points that a lot of you think are just total normalcy in the NBA. Fire the 4-time champion coach and let's go young. And all of you seem to think that you could have that conversation with Steph Curry with a straight face and an honest eye-to-eye talk. You think you could do that. And I'm here to tell you that that's not possible.
Okay. And I think you're right. So the alternative is...
So those of you who want to do that, but then you'll go, but you got to keep Steph because Steph's the franchise and he's entertainment. Steph's not having it.
Is he having this?
I don't know.
Is he having this?
No.
Another blown lead and another night where you give up $130 and another night where you and the other 30-somethings prove that you're not young enough, good enough, or athletic enough to really do anything?
No, he probably wants moves. I bet he wants Pascal Siakam and Draymond Green. If you ask Steph Curry right now, what's a good trade deadline, I bet he'd love that.
Of course. So you're Joe Lacob and you're Mike Dunleavy, and you know what Steph wants, and Draymond and Clay, and probably Steve Kerr too. And so you look at your youngsters and you go, Jonathan Kuminga, lottery pick. We actually think that you might be something, but darn it, Steph and Steve and the fellas, they want another 37-year-old. They want P.J. Tucker in here. They want Garrett Temple.
No, they want Pascal Siakam, who's 29.
Right.
Yes.
Which is going to cost you Kuminga, Moody, and probably Chris Paul and a pick.
I bet they love the idea.
I'm sure Chris Paul doesn't love the idea.
Well, nobody's really worried about what Chris Paul wants.
Exactly.
I'm just telling, again,
I wonder if,
not me. I'm telling you,
I'm wondering,
I bet they love that idea.
And by they, I don't know if
Steph,
you mean
Clay, Draymond,
and Steve. But they don't make the decision. And if you're Joe Lacob,
they got a big voice.
Sure. So you're just going to give Kuminga to Toronto and watch him turn into a potential star. And then when Clay leaves in the offseason and Chris Paul is going to be gone as a part of that deal.
I mean, those are.
And you're already stuck with Draymond and you don't win a championship anyway. So, I mean, you could do that. Yeah. You could put your eggs in that basket and they probably will.